This is Scott from My Last Reward. We got a trail here at Indian River that we're going to take about 20 miles just under. Enjoy. Welcome everybody. We've got another ATV trip. There's a map of the Straits Highway. Here's Trailhead, just south of Indian River. Take a quick look at the parking lot. Trailhead. And if you look here off to the right, there was the map that I just showed you, and we're hitting the 50-inch trail. Shortly here as we go, I will hit a stump on the right side of a tree on the left side of the trail. That was a hard hit. It's coming up here pretty quick. Right about now. Yeah, that hurt. So, anyway, that's the second time today that I hit that rock earlier today. That was what just happened there, was a much harder hit. So anyway, just a kind of reality check. Hey, be careful. And so we're going to be careful. So 50-inch trails, like I mentioned, this is Tomahawk Trail, south of Indian River. There are routes also that are wider than 50-inch that are the Indian River route, and so you can do either or. Here we're starting a late evening ride, about 7 o'clock, 6:30, 6 o'clock, somewhere in there. I don't remember exactly when. And it will be dark when we get back. So as the ride progresses, it gets darker and darker, especially when we get in the tree coverage. The lighting wasn't the greatest for the camera. A few years ago in this area, I was leading like I am now. I had a cow, just Cal and I, and on one of these blind corners, there was a dirt bike coming the other way, and that bike was going fast, and they hit me right on the would be my left hand side there on the front. He had to kind of turn it over on the side, on his right side, and it could have been a lot worse. And he ended up underneath a little bit of my tire and it popped one of my rivets. Thank goodness nobody was hurt. Just you got to really kind of be careful and kind of assume the worst around these blind corners. The front runner is always in the most dangerous position. Here I see a turtle. It's a snapping turtle. It's a small one. I'm not trying to antagonize it, or I'm not trying to hurt it. I'm just trying to move it off the trail here so that somebody else that might be coming after us doesn't hit it accidentally or on purpose. And it takes a long time for those turtles to grow. And I know it was just sunning itself there and minding its own business, but being so close to the trail, this year has been particularly hard on turtles. I've seen a lot of them. I should be holding up by the tail there, but I can't. The turtle's got the tail tucked in underneath there. It kind of reminds me of a story. I was coming back home from work, and all these people were gathered around on this very busy road, very dangerous part of the road. They had a stick. There was a gentleman that had a stick, and there was a woman supervising, and they were trying to get this very large snapping turtle off the road to safety. And I just asked the lady what she wanted done with the turtle, and she said, "Oh, I just want it to be placed off the side of the road so it's safe." And so I went over and grabbed that turtle by the tail, and everybody just they couldn't believe it. As long as you know how to handle them, and I've handled a lot of snapping turtles, They're magnificent creatures, and it takes a long time for those turtles to grow. And when they get hit on the road or something, it's just a darn shame. They may have eggs, maybe a female turtle guarding a nest or something. And it could be a lot of loss there. So these trails, these 50-inch trails are good trails. And for the bulk of the front end of this ride, the trails are relatively flat. But as we progress into the trail quite a bit, we start seeing some elevation changes and some complex turns on those elevation changes, with some going up and some going down. So I would say for that reason, this is not a beginner's trail. You want to have a little bit of riding experience, and you just want to take care, because some of those rides going down, if you slip your tire over the lip, you know, it could be catastrophic as far as rolling the quad down a fairly steep hill. So, and then things are tight too in here. They're pretty tight. So you're only getting 50-inch vehicles down this trail. You're not getting anything wider. In the future, I'm going to have to remember that when things darken up, my iPad throws off too much light and it messes with the camera lens on my GoPro. Here's a elevation change going down. You got to be careful here. There was quite a rut there, so we had to kind of split those trees. But you can see if you were to slip the tire over the lip, you know, you could get yourself right here, like right here. You could get yourself into some trouble. So, just something to be aware of.
Don't fuck up here. You'll pay the price.
And these tight 50-inch trees there, as you're going down or going up, and you have these tight clearances, it can be hard. And to top it off, it's getting a little darker, you know, so there's that sense of I got to get going, but you don't want to rush it either, because you don't want to make a mistake. These hills were fun, and I really enjoyed the heck out of this. This is an example of several elevation changes here going up, and this was a more straightforward one. As I was driving, I was having some trouble with the gearing or something. I'm pretty sure it was the belt, and it was feeling like it was vibrating. And so I would go back and forth between low and high to see where it was worse. So before my next ride, I am planning on doing a little bit of work on the quad, replacing the belt with its original belt, and I have almost 5,000 miles. And so we're going to do a little bit of work. Get new tires on, and perhaps new rims, new belt, and then a few odds and ends. I think I'm going to put some new axles on them. I noticed the boot was slipped off the ring, so my U-joints have been exposed to water and mud, so I need to replace those as well. And then in this next section of the trail, never let a good opportunity go to waste. Water over the trail. We just came off of Drummond not too long ago here, a couple days ago, day before, I guess. We're gonna go for it. How bad can it be? Since the trails aren't being used, there were some trees over it, so I had to find some ways around it. And then in one of these tree detours where I would normally lead, Kyle got ahead of me, and then he was the first to approach the water over the road, or the trail, the mud area here. So this is Kyle's point of view. And in all fairness to Kyle, though he does end up getting stuck, I was pressuring him to keep moving forward because it was starting to get dark, and I wanted to make sure we got past this obstacle. So he tried going directly towards those logs that are in the road, and I think he felt he was going to get stuck there, so he was successfully able to back out of that. Then he's going to go off to the left there between those trees. Again, I'm pressuring him to move forward, or to do something. And he was trying to survey the area to see what might be the best route. And so right about in here is where he gets stuck. And then we do a recovery, a couple of different changes on the angle. We get him out. And had I not pressured him, he would have eventually found this other route that I found, which was off to the left. You'll see that, and I'll open it up for audio so you can hear that.
No, but you're pretty close. I mean, with a little bit of work, you can get it. No, you're not going to miss it while I'm pulling. So far we can get right here. I guess my question would be, can we go over to here and then across here over to those logs? Because then we got it. I can give it a try, but I think I know I can pull myself out across, and then I guess I can have to pull you, I guess. But I'm not saying this is going to work. Make it to the logs, you got it. Otherwise, I got you with a recovery rope here. Looks like you got it already. That's the worst part right there.
Kyle got the worst of that one, but again, I was pressuring him to keep moving forward, so he wasn't able to survey the area properly. Kyle is very, very good at assessing an area or assessing somebody's situation, figuring out how to get them out of it or get himself across an area. So I have a tremendous amount of faith in Kyle's abilities. It is starting to get dark, and as the video rolls on, it will progressively get worse. I will show the lighter parts of the video. I wanted to show this part because I love the way the sky came through the trees. That was just beautiful. That was off of Kyle's camera. When you're in the open areas, there's enough light to shoot, and when you're not, it's just dark. Again, I like the lighting here that Kyle shot with his GoPro through the trees and coming out into this open area. Trail assessment. This is one of the better trails in Michigan, in my opinion. It reminds me some of Kalkaska with the elevation changes. They're close in complexity. There are tight areas on the trail. Be careful of those little stump busters on the side of the trails, like what I hit earlier in the video. The trailhead's great. And this was, again, the second trail that we did this same day. We had done the Red Bridge Trail earlier in the day. But definitely a trail to go visit and ride, and I recommend it. I want to thank you for stopping by the channel and watching the video. And until next week, take care and thank you.